Okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're bringing out the heavy artillery. Well, hey, Glue Troopers, Max and Max's Models here, and we're on what should have been the final part of the build on the Jupiter 2, but there was a step back. The entire front of the upper and lower halves of the saucer section had split. Just the glue couldn't handle, so I used epoxy. Also, some of the tape had come loose, some of it is stretched, so I used a lot more. There's a lot of tension on this thing, so it's under a fair amount of stress. And if this doesn't work, I may have to break the seal and find something else to do and go ahead and. There's no way to clamp it. You can't clamp the curved, smooth surfaces. There's just. I suppose maybe if you could wedge something in from two sides to hold it in place, but it would take a lot because it's just so much pressure. That thing really wants to bow out and split. I don't know if they're warped or what the problem is, but I've got everything out of the way, so it's not a matter of not being able to sit down on top. I got the base plate done, got everything rigged up, got the power in there. Just have to take this little device, cut a hole in it to sit over where it goes in the ground so it look like they're feeding external power to this little radar unit. That's just to hide the where the where it goes in the ground. And okay. I'm laughing because I'm looking at the S2F, have it over here temporarily. One of the wings is sagged, so I'm going to shape it. It looks like a broken wing. I'm going to have to fix that, remount it. There's a lot of weight on the tabs of those outer 2/3 of the wings outboard of the engines where the wing fold would be, and apparently it just didn't quite harden right. So I'll have to go take care of that. I have the decals hopefully coming to me, so I'm putting that aside. The only thing I need to do is paint the props on it for right now, and then I'll put that. Well, now fix the wing also, and then I'll put everything aside until the decals get here. Once that's done, it'll be done. But back to the Jupiter 2. It's been a real disappointment trying to get the top and bottom to mate. And I did get, I'm using 6 AA batteries on the bottom instead of a 9 volt because they'll just last a lot longer. Because there's actually a lot of LEDs in here, so it's a bit of a power draw. It'll kill a 9 volt fairly quickly. And the pretty much, I did install the interrupter switch, so now I have an off-on switch. When I flip it on, the interior lights come on, and the fusion core reactor and the top bubble start at their base setting, just kind of slowly pulsing. I can still I still have both the off switch and the off on speed switch for the lighting systems up in that aft gear bay, so I can still go and adjust them. This off on switch is just so I can flip it on, all the lights come on, and then I can adjust as necessary, just to make life a little bit easier. I didn't want to cut the ribbon to the fusion core because it had a bunch of wires. I was afraid there'd be a real good chance of messing that up permanently. That's an expensive thing, so I'll just, but I got it on a lazy Susan so I can spin around and get to the part easier. And so I'm probably going to have to putty up or epoxy up the seams because we're still getting a light leak through there, even though they're fairly tight. And no matter how much tape I use, it just kind of stretches it. And like I said, I've got the little straws wrapped in tape and put underneath so it has something to push up against. Probably should have used a pencil. In fact, if I have to do this again, I'm going to put, what you do is when you have something you have to tape in place, and use tape to hold tension, you put a pen, wrap a little tape around a pencil, put it there, put the tape over the pencil and pull down in it, and the pencil or whatever it is will push up against the plastic because sometimes the tape can't push hard enough on its own. The little law of the lever. But we'll see. I mean, as a scale model apprentice says, it's only styrene. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But this will probably be a permanent display in the office. It'll be in the background when I'm doing live streams. So, you don't want to have all that light leak showing. If nothing else, I'll seal up the front. If I could only seal the front or the back, obviously I'd seal the front. But anyway, that's pretty much what I got done today. Had a lot of things going on. So, pretty happy with it. And big debate whether I was going to put the switch on top and cover it with something or put it on the side. My wife said definitely put it on the side, which I did. Had to bore out a lot of wood because although the top is very thin, I could have gone right through it. The sides are very thick. I actually had to pull out the wood drill bits and do quite a bit of grinding to get where the switch would come through. But again, not a big deal. And I don't want the ship to move on the base, But at the same time, I didn't want to do anything too permanent because I might have to remove it to do some repairs on the wires underneath or something. So I used a little hot glue, and that holds it fairly securely, but I can break that bond without too much trouble, and rebond it without really, and it dried quick. So anyway, we're getting there. We're making progress, sticking with it. And that Steve is just staring at me with those little downslope windows. It's like, so sad, I have a broken wing. Will you stop staring at me? I'm going to get to you as soon as I'm done here. I promise. Okay? What? You don't talk to your models? Really? Oh, come on. You know you've all done it. Other news, I sent an email to Andy's hobby headquarters and asked him if he'd like to be on a live stream. And don't know if I'll hear back or not. He's an extremely busy guy, but not only to have him do a shameless self-promotion for his business, but also because I had failed to mention, and some of you had told me, and just with all I got going on scatterbrain, we talked about how Stevens International is going to fold shop next year, but so is Mega Hobby. And, there's not that many distributors left. I'm sure it'll be good for the others. They can pick up the slack, but I even talked to Steve briefly about, should we consider trying to start something like wholesaling? And he was like, no, that is not something to be taken lightly. That's like buying an airplane. So only maybe even more expensive, depending on the airplane. So times are changing in our industry, and I want to talk to Andy about that too. And so we'll see if he gets back with me or not. I'd certainly be happy to. But I'd be thrilled to have him come on with us. All right, guys, that's it for right now. It's getting dark outside. I got to get back in the house before the monsters come out. I want to thank everyone for coming out and saying hi this evening, spending a few minutes of your time with me. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.